Today, the French are adjusting to a new reality, a fractured government. In a result that the polls did not predict, a coalition on the left unexpectedly won the most parliamentary seats in the final round of France's elections. Supporters took to the streets to celebrate. Despite the celebrations, there's no majority in place. President Macron's centrist alliance is behind the left-wing coalition. Right-wing candidates are in third after drastically increasing their seats in parliament. The results are the opposite of the moment of clarification that led President Emmanuel Macron to call the snap election last month. For analysis, we turn to Rosa Balfour, director of Carnegie Europe. Rosa, it's great to be with you. As we mentioned, last month, President Emmanuel Macron called for these snap elections, and it was widely viewed as a risky move. Did his decision backfire?
I wouldn't say it backfired. In fact, what we've seen is an impressive mobilization of French voters who turned out to vote to prevent the far right from gaining a majority, which is what was expected after the European Parliament elections. And indeed, there was massive turnout in the high 60s. And what wasn't expected was that the left would actually do quite so well, and they came first.
French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal offered his resignation this morning, but has reportedly been asked to remain in his post for now. We're talking about stability. Why is this important?
Well, it's a caretaker government because no bloc has achieved a majority. The next steps are really quite awkward and unprecedented for French politics. The Olympic Games are about to start, and so there is a requirement for stability. Negotiations on the next government may take some time, so it's important to have a caretaker government in the meantime.
It's important to note that he wasn't in favor of the snap election either. Well, with no political faction even close to a majority to form a government, just like you mentioned, what happens next in France then? Many predictions say the European Union's second largest economy is headed for gridlock, which does not bode well. Yes,
it doesn't bode well at all. And as I alluded to earlier, France does not have a tradition of coalition governments. And the atmosphere before this vote was pretty sour. So it's a bit hard to imagine what kind of coalition might take shape.
Well, quickly, just one last question on security. There also was a protest last night in Paris that police were called in to disperse. Tell us more about this. What led to the protest, and could we see more of this in France? And in light of the Olympics coming up, how significant of an issue is this?
Yeah, no, indeed. Security is certainly an issue, and we've seen polarized politics taking place across Europe, across the United States, as you know, and things can easily get out of hand. And with the Olympics coming, there will be maximum alert so that the games can be carried out peacefully, and that there are no disruptions. But the French politics have often been passionate, shall we say. We've seen plenty of protests over the past few years, starting from the Gilets jaunes in the early years of Macron's first presidency. All those sentiments are still there. I mean, that is one of the reasons for which so many French people voted for Marine Le Pen and for the far right. But it's also one of the reasons for which so many French people have mobilized against that type of politics. So we need to be very aware that the situation is tense and that there could be skirmishes in the streets.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there, and we'll do that throughout the rest of the week. Thank you so much. Rosa Balfour, Director of Carnegie Europe, thank you for your time.